Well, YouTube, it's about that time. Bow your heads and put your hand over your heart, and let's take a moment of silence for the demise of Windows XP. Actually, I'm kidding about taking a moment of silence, but I just want to point out that today is April 4th, and on April 8th, Microsoft will formally end support for Windows XP. It's been with us a long time. XP was almost revolutionary in a way, because XP was the first time that Microsoft ditched the old DOS architecture in the home computer market and merged the home market merged the home market over to the NT architecture with Windows XP. So now the Microsoft's enterprise and home operating systems now shared the same code base, and that all started with Windows XP. There's going to be some problems with the end of support, considering that anywhere between a quarter and a third of desktop computers still run Windows XP. Depends on which marketing report you look at. So it's going to cause some issues. So if you're running a computer if you have a computer that's still running Windows XP, you may be wondering, okay, so what does it mean to me that Microsoft's ending support? Well, you're not going to wake up Tuesday morning. Chances are your machine is still going to boot up and run fine. The problem is you're no longer going to get security updates or patches from Microsoft for Windows XP. And the problem with that is because of its significant amount of computers that it's still installed on that makes up its base, XP is still going to be a target for crackers, for people with malicious intent. And as soon as they find a vulnerability in the operating system and are able to compromise it, Microsoft's not patching that vulnerability anymore. You can see the problems that's going to lead to. So my advice is, if you are able, migrate to another operating system. There's a couple routes you can do that. You go the Microsoft route, which means you're probably going to want to migrate to Windows 7. A couple things you want to keep in mind if you do that. There is no clean upgrade path from Windows XP to Windows 7. You're going to have to back up all of your files, all your documents, all your folders, whatever you have on that computer. You're going to have to back it up to another source. You're going to have to pretty much do a new installation, a fresh, clean installation, Windows 7, and then you're going to have to reinstall all of your programs and move your files back over. So, and also you're going to have to shell out, I think Windows 7 Home Premium retails for around $95, depending on where you get it. $95 to $110. So you're looking at a not insignificant out of pocket expense to do that. The other thing, your other option is you could migrate to Linux, either as a complete install, a complete installation, or as a dual boot. I would recommend a dual boot situation if you have enough hard drive space to do that, because if you dual boot, because like Linux Mint can easily can read the NTFS file it can read NTFS volumes. So all of your documents, all of your pictures, all of your whatnot are still going to be sitting there over on the old XP partition, and you'll still be able to access it. And if we're talking, document like Microsoft Office types of documents, LibreOffice will be able to open, and you'll still be able to manipulate and edit those documents. So, because LibreOffice handles Microsoft file formats pretty well. If for some reason you are unwilling or unable, because I mean you may not have enough hard drive space to dual boot. Also going back, Windows 7. If you upgrade to Windows 7 from Windows XP, Windows 7 supports a wide range of hardware, but you better have at least a mega RAM or a giga RAM under the hood, and you'll want at least an Intel Core, like an Intel Core 2 Duo class or a Pentium dual core class CPU to be able to run that if you go the Windows 7 route. Thought I'd throw that out. Okay, so if you are unable or unwilling to upgrade and you want to risk continuing to run Windows XP, here's some things you can do to mitigate some of the risks you're taking. One, make sure before the Microsoft XP support goes offline for that, make sure that you're on Service Pack 3 and you have all of the patches, all of the critical updates applied. You're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get them anymore. Okay. Make sure your antivirus is up to date and keep it up to date. Now, still, if there's a 0-day exploit and your system is compromised before your antivirus definitions can catch up, you may be out of luck. That's a risk you take. Just want to throw that out there. I do not recommend staying on Windows XP. The other thing you need to do if you're going to stay off Windows XP, for the love of Mike, do not use Internet Explorer. Don't. Just stop. Don't use Internet Explorer. Uninstall it if you can. Actually, yeah, I think you can. Later versions, Service Pack 3, you can uninstall Internet Explorer should you want to. Use Chrome. That's what I recommend. Or you use Firefox if you prefer. But do not use Internet Explorer. Web browser vulnerabilities, other than an insider, number one vector for malware to take control of your computer. So anyway, those are your options. You either migrate to something else or risk running an unpatched system, and leave it up to you to decide what to do. It's your computer. I'm just trying to help. It's BR Tidwell 55. Thanks for watching.